Okay, so today we're going to do a deep dive into dreams using these materials you sent over.
Right.
Yeah, and we're going to be like going through a bunch of different stuff about them, from like
Yeah.
the science behind them to the potential meanings they might have, and like
Yeah.
just all this crazy stuff about dreams. So
Uh,
I think our main goal here is going to be like to sort of distill
okay.
the key points from everything you gave me, and then like kind of try to help people listening
Right.
understand this whole like
Totally.
weird inner world that we all go to when we sleep.
Yeah. I mean, looking at all this stuff, it seems like the biggest question is like, are dreams really just our brains like randomly firing off while we sleep? Or is there like something deeper going on? Like maybe they're trying to tell us something,
Right.
like secret language of the subconscious or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So let's like start with the science then.
Okay.
Like, when do these dream episodes actually happen? And it seems like all the research points to this one stage of sleep called REM sleep,
Yeah, REM sleep.
which stands for rapid eye movement, in case anyone doesn't know.
Right.
And that's when we tend to have these like really vivid, crazy dreams.
Absolutely. And it's not just like random brain activity either.
Right.
Like scientists are finding out that there are actually some like really important reasons why our brains are so active during REM.
So like, what are some of the reasons?
Okay, so one big idea is this thing called memory consolidation.
Okay.
It's basically like your brain is going through all the stuff that happened during the day
Uh-huh.
and it's deciding what to keep, what to throw away,
So it's like a mental filing system.
Exactly. It's like a nightly editor in your brain.
Yeah.
And then there's also the whole thing about emotional regulation.
Mm.
Some people think that dreams might be a way for us to deal with all those like
Uh-huh.
leftover emotions from the day,
Right. Like all the stuff we don't process while we're awake.
Exactly. Like maybe dreams give us a safe space to work through all that stuff.
So it's like our brains are like doing therapy on themselves while we sleep.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh. And here's where it gets even more interesting.
Uh-huh.
The research also talks about a link between dreams and creativity.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, some people think that we can actually get like new ideas and inspiration from our dreams.
Totally. And there's some pretty famous examples of that, too.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, there's that story about the chemist Kekulé, who supposedly figured out the structure of benzene after having a dream about snakes forming a circle.
Oh.
So it's like dreams can help us make these connections that our waking minds just wouldn't see.
Because they're not limited by logic and stuff.
Right, exactly. And then there's also this whole evolutionary angle about dreams being linked to survival instincts.
Okay.
The idea is that by like simulating threats in our dreams,
Uh-huh.
we can practice how to react to them in real life, which could be really helpful.
Wow. That's wild. So our brains are basically like running these little survival drills while we sleep.
Yeah, and it could be something that's been passed down to us from our ancestors,
That's amazing. But this whole dream thing isn't just like a modern science thing, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, people have been fascinated by dreams for centuries.
For as long as people have been around, they've been trying to figure out what dreams mean.
So what are some of the historical interpretations of dreams?
Okay, well, the ancient Egyptians believed that dreams were messages from the gods.
Wow. So like a direct line to the divine.
Exactly. And then you have people like Freud and Jung.
Uh-huh. Those big names in psychology.
Yeah, they both thought that dreams were like a window into our subconscious minds.
So like all our deepest desires and fears and stuff.
Exactly. For them, dreams were a way to understand what was going on beneath the surface.
Wow. So we've gone from divine messages to like the hidden depths of the mind.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide range of interpretations.
So let's talk about the different types of dreams now. Like, what are some of the different forms that dreams can take?
Well, there are all sorts of different categories.
Uh-huh.
But one that always fascinates people is lucid dreaming.
Oh, yeah, lucid dreaming, where you're aware that you're dreaming.
Exactly. And sometimes you can even control what happens in your dream.
Wow, that's so cool, but also kind of freaky.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think about what consciousness really is.
Totally. It's like what's real and what's not.
And then, of course, there are nightmares, which I'm sure we've all experienced at some point.
Oh, yeah, those are the worst.
And a lot of times nightmares are linked to anxiety or stress or maybe even some past trauma.
Yeah, like your brain is trying to process those difficult experiences.
Right. And then there are recurring dreams.
Uh-huh. Those ones that keep coming back over and over.
Exactly. And some people think that those might be a sign that there's something we need to deal with in our waking lives.
Like an unresolved issue or something?
Yeah, like our subconscious is trying to get our attention.
Wow, that's pretty deep.
And then there are prophetic dreams.
prophetic dreams, like where you dream about something and then it actually happens.
Right. It's definitely a controversial topic, but there are a lot of people who believe that it's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that makes you wonder.
And then there are those weird experiences like sleep paralysis.
Oh, yeah, sleep paralysis where you wake up but you can't move.
Exactly. And sometimes people have hallucinations during sleep paralysis too.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it can be pretty scary.
So what's actually happening in our brains during sleep paralysis?
Well, during REM sleep, our bodies actually become temporarily paralyzed.
Really?
Yeah, it's called REM atonia, and it's supposed to prevent us from acting out our dreams.
Oh, that makes sense.
But with sleep paralysis, you basically wake up while your body is still in that paralyzed state.
Wow. And so the hallucinations are like leftovers from the dream world?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, so we've talked about the science and the different types of dreams.
Right.
Now let's get into the symbolism. Like, what do certain things in our dreams actually mean?
Yeah, like all those classic symbols like flying and falling and losing teeth.
Exactly. So let's start with flying. What does it mean when we dream about flying?
Well, it's often associated with a sense of freedom or liberation, like you're rising above your problems or limitations.
That makes sense. It's like that feeling of weightlessness and possibility.
Right. And sometimes it can also represent a desire to escape from something in your waking life.
Like you're trying to get away from a situation or a feeling.
Exactly. Okay, what about falling?
Falling. Oh, man, those dreams are always so unsettling.
Yeah, they can be pretty intense.
So what does it mean when we dream about falling?
Well, a lot of times it's connected to feelings of anxiety or insecurity.
Like a lack of control.
Yeah, like maybe you feel like you're losing your grip on something in your life.
That makes sense. And what about losing teeth? That's another really common dream symbol.
Yeah, that one can be pretty freaky.
Totally. So what's the deal with teeth falling out in dreams?
Well, it can mean a few different things.
Sometimes it's linked to a fear of aging or a loss of power. Or it could be about feeling insecure about your appearance or your ability to communicate.
Yeah, like you're losing something that's important for how you present yourself to the world.
Exactly. What about being chased? That's another one that comes up a lot.
Yeah, being chased. Those dreams are always so stressful.
Yeah, they can be pretty intense.
So what does it mean when we're being chased in a dream?
Well, usually it means that there's something in your waking life that you're trying to avoid.
Like a problem or a responsibility.
Exactly. Or it could be a difficult emotion that you're trying to outrun.
So it's like your subconscious is telling you to face your fears.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And what about water? What does water symbolize in dreams?
Well, water is often associated with our emotions.
Okay.
So like calm, clear water can represent a sense of peace and tranquility, while stormy or murky water can symbolize emotional turmoil or confusion.
That's a pretty powerful image. Yeah, it really shows how our emotions can be like a vast and unpredictable ocean.
Okay, so we've talked about the science, the different types of dreams, the symbolism. But I feel like we still haven't answered the big question.
Right, the big question.
Are dreams just a biological thing, or is there something more to them?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
So what do your sources say about that?
Well, from a neuroscience perspective, it seems like dreams are mostly about the brain processing information.
Okay.
Like all the stuff we experience during the day gets sorted and filed away while we sleep.
So our dreams are kind of like a jumbled up reflection of our waking lives.
Yeah, kind of like that.
But then there's the whole spiritual side of things.
Right, the spiritual side.
Where people believe that dreams have a deeper meaning.
Exactly, like maybe they're messages from our subconscious or even from some other realm.
Yeah, like a glimpse into a different dimension or something.
And some cultures believe that dreams can give us guidance or warnings about the future.
It's definitely hard to know what to believe.
Yeah, it's a really complex issue.
So maybe it's not about choosing one side or the other. Maybe it's both.
Yeah, maybe dreams are both a biological process and a spiritual experience.
Like maybe the science explains how they happen, but the meaning is something more personal and subjective.
Exactly. And the fact that people have been trying to interpret their dreams for centuries suggests that there's something more to them than just random neural activity.
I mean, it'd be kind of strange if all those ancient cultures were just making stuff up.
Right. It seems like there's something deeper going on.
So for those of us who are like really intrigued by all this dream stuff, what are some things we can do to like understand our dreams better?
Okay. Well, one thing you can try is lucid dreaming.
Oh, yeah. Lucid dreaming, where you're aware that you're dreaming.
Exactly. And there's some techniques you can use to increase your chances of having a lucid dream.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, one thing is to do reality checks throughout the day.
Reality checks?
Yeah, like you just stop and ask yourself, am I dreaming?
Mm.
And if you do that enough, it can actually carry over into your dreams.
So you'll start to question reality in your dream and realize that you're dreaming.
Exactly. And another important thing is to keep a dream journal.
Okay, a dream journal.
Yeah, just write down your dreams as soon as you wake up.
So that you don't forget them.
Right, because dreams fade really quickly.
And what about meditating before bed? Can that help?
Yeah, some people find that meditating before bed helps them to have more vivid and memorable dreams. And it can also help you to set an intention for your dreams.
Like if you want to have a dream about a certain topic.
Exactly. And your sources also mentioned that diet and sleep hygiene can play a role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like some foods contain tryptophan, which is an amino acid that can promote vivid dreams.
Okay.
And getting enough sleep is obviously important too.
So what kind of foods have tryptophan in them?
Well, bananas and almonds are good sources of tryptophan.
So if I want to have crazy dreams, I should eat a banana before bed.
It's worth a try.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. But yeah, the dream journal thing seems really important.
It is. It's one of the best ways to start understanding your dreams.
Because it helps you remember them and also like notice patterns.
Exactly. Over time, you'll start to see which symbols and themes keep coming up in your dreams.
And that can tell you a lot about what's going on in your subconscious.
Right. It's like creating your own personal dream dictionary.
Wow, that's amazing. So it seems like dreams are still a huge mystery.
Yeah, they are a mystery.
But also a source of endless fascination.
Absolutely.
Whether we're looking at them from a scientific perspective or a spiritual perspective.
Right. And what's really amazing is that everyone dreams.
Uh-huh.
It's a universal human experience.
But each person's dreams are unique.
Exactly. It's like everyone has their own secret world inside their head.
So to wrap things up, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
Think about the most memorable dream you've ever had.
Uh-huh.
The one that really stuck with you.
Yeah.
And ask yourself, what does it say about you? What connections can you draw between that dream and your waking life, your emotions, your thoughts?
Right.
Maybe those strange nighttime journeys can actually tell us something about ourselves.
It's definitely worth exploring.
Yeah. Maybe our dreams are trying to show us something.
And maybe if we pay attention, we can learn something new about who we are.
Exactly. So keep dreaming, everybody, and see what you discover.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.